Hi, this is James Melendez, James, a wine guy, here to talk about Dom Perignon, the person, versus Dom Perignon, the Cuvée. Though it's a beautiful bottle, and I have it here as a prop for this video, but really to talk about who he was. Born in 1638, died in 1715, was a French Benedictine monk, was cellar master, winemaker, and administrator at the Abbey des Hautes-Villes. And really his interest in making wine, and ironically, he did not drink wine. It just seems, counterintuitive. Why would you be so passionate about it? But again, he had his Benedictine orders, and it was just his ethos is just to create wine and to do the best he could with winemaking. Is he important in the winemaking scene in Champagne? Of course. He really starts to do things such as really prune the vines and brings in different lots being created as opposed to just blending them all together at one time. So he really creates a methodic way of making wine. All the reason to remove the bubble from it, the sparkle from it, which is counterintuitive to what we know today. He would actually be surprised, first of all, on many levels, that he would, his name would be on a bottle of wine. He would probably be confounded by that. It doesn't mean that I'm against that name. It just means I think it's, in many ways, he would find that pretty remarkable. And then not drinking wine, it seems like, an equivalent might be a chef who creates a lot of different food styles, but maybe doesn't eat over half of them for a variety of reasons. And so you get down to this point, which is pretty remarkable. But you have to think of Champagne as the outer limit of growing Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. This is an area where you have very few successful vintage years as opposed to other parts of the wine world where every year is a successful vintage, or near successful, shall we say, at least remarkable enough to put a year on each of those labels. Now in Champagne, that's not the case. You have a lot of non-vintage compared to vintage years. Now he has worked tirelessly, shall we say, trying to create that non-sparkling wine, and there was a reason for that. When you think about this region, Champagne, Rheims Cathedral was where the French kings were crowned. So why not have a wine from the region where the French monarch is coming from, is being crowned and anointed. And you have to think of regional differences, say, or regional rivalries is really the best way of saying that. So you think of Burgundy, which made remarkable sparkling wines even way back when, and were known so for great quality wines. And then in Champagne was a struggle to get that there. He's one pillar amongst other pillars, so you still have a period of time where you don't really get to that great quality standard until the mid 19th century, which is very interesting because when you think of the French kings, they're gone by then. The French Revolution definitely happens in the late 18th century, and this remarkable wine from this region is really elusive. When you lose, and in the 18th century, you're losing 75% of the wines you make because everything falls off cap-wise in terms of exploding bottles right and left. And, you don't get back online until you have some technological advances with Madame Clicquot and her winemaker in the century after. So I find it very interesting that he would, not be drinking his own wine. He would be surprised that a wine is named after him. He didn't say things like, "Come quickly, I'm drinking the stars." That was just an advertising campaign. And he was not blind either. But it's just remarkable to know that his abbey was producing very remarkable wines in their time, insofar as that they were running about 4 times higher than other wineries in the region. So really there was that understanding of creating wines and really taking a very detailed approach to it. Because during that time, and even prior to that, you would have wines that we wouldn't recognize today. They would be extremely sweet, or they'd be cloudy. And I think today, 2012, you look back and say, wow, I didn't realize, not only the technological advances made, but also it was an area of a crossroads that had been in a lot of war and fighting over a period of time in World War I and World War II. So it's had its challenges and it's had its sparkling moments. So this is for Dom Perignon, though he wouldn't do that himself. But it's a remarkable story and one that I'm going to talk about more and more because I think it's a great story to tell. So for more wine reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest. Salud.